That's interesting. Did not know that. Peace, and shalom, family. What's going on? It's your brother DivineProspect. How y'all doing? You doing good? So it's early in the morning. I'm going to take about an hour and just keep this up for a little bit. For anybody that want to join in, who may be up at this time, holla at me. Let me know what's up. I'm working on a couple of things as we speak. A very interesting past couple of weeks. Been out of town, been spending time with family. Then family matters came up with extended family and so forth. And, just taking some time to focus or restructure priorities and so forth. So been very unbothered, been very focused. As y'all know, next week is going to be the Hebrews to Negroes Great Awakening Conference in Detroit. So I will be there for that event. After that event is over, then I'll be able to wind down a little bit and get back to being more active and sharing information and so forth. Haven't really been that active because I've been busy past couple of weeks, from June to now. But after that event next week, after that, then I'll be able to parse out some more time and be able to pick up where I left off, right? So appreciate y'all for your support and so forth. Just seeing a message here that says Hangouts on Air will be going away August 1st. I mean, here's what it is. I decided to do this because it's a real quick way just to jump right into it instead of using my other application. When I go live tomorrow, I plan on going live tomorrow and Friday, Thursday and Friday, and at the very least Saturday. Try to go live the next couple of days and build with some information, some things I want to share and talk about. So we're going to go over various things. We're going to do some more cross-cultural analysis. We're going to get into oral traditions. We're going to get into some of the language. I'm also going to touch briefly on debt elimination tomorrow, because tomorrow is July 4th. And I'm a bigger fan of Juneteenth and the cultural paradigm of Jubilee. And on Facebook, we had a contest, giveaway, I don't know what you want to call it, sweepstakes, whatever you want to call it, that I also want to offer here on YouTube. So that way we can take care of a bill collection notice for whoever is involved in this contest or giveaway, whatever you want to call it. So we did one for Juneteenth on Facebook. We're going to do one on YouTube for July 4th. So you'll stay tuned later on today when we go live and when we do that contest sweepstakes giveaway. All right. So we're going to do that for y'all for free. Okay. Also, we'll build more on health. I have a couple more lectures on health that's coming out for y'all. Also, when me and my team is finished with the proposal for the PPO HMO, I'll probably do a presentation on that. Probably not going to happen to Q4, which is the fall, when we put it before venture capitalists and other investors in organizations to support transitioning naturopathic eating into a fully fledged HMO PPO that covers alternative medicine and naturopathic physicians and services. So that's going to be a huge venture. It's going to take some time before we're able to, get it up and running, but it's something that's going to be catering towards our community, right? Because our community is big on awareness, self-awareness, on health and wellness and so forth. So we want to be able to provide a resource so that people can be covered insurance-wise when they go either within the community. So we're going to try to get people in the community to sign up so they can get paid for people who want to patronize their services without always having to come out of pocket and also extend it outside the community for anybody else that want to join it. And this is, when people, inquire about what kind of work are you doing in the community, if they don't already know, if they're unaware, these are some of the things that we are doing, right? And the differences that we are making is one of many different things that we're doing. Right. So I definitely appreciate the support from everybody, the prayers, the donations, all of that. Right. So since this is Wind Down Wednesday session, I'm going to be very calm, very relaxed. Probably turn up tomorrow or Friday. One of those days I'll probably turn up. But for right now, I'm just going to be relaxed and calm like I have been the past month or so. I've been chilling. Having a good time with family, traveling and doing a whole bunch of other things. And just chilling. Then I'm going to be traveling some more in August, September, October, etc. So I'll have a little bit of time from mid-July to mid-August, about a month, that I'll be able to focus and put more material and stuff out for y'all. But with that said, let me go ahead and let me double check this here. All right. So to people that is in the chat, those who are awake right now, shout out to Ariyahu Williams. Shout out to Gatrell McKinney, Bezaliel Yisrael, Yoel Ben Yisrael, Jacob James. Peace and shalom to y'all for joining in on this session, this random night owl edition pre-July 4th. You know what I'm saying? So tomorrow, like I said, well, later on today, I'm going to try to do another live stream session, and Friday, another one as well. I'm going to touch on a couple of subjects, share some information, and try to get back into the momentum of things, right? After Friday or starting Sunday, I had a family member who's not feeling well, that I need to spend some time and see. Starting on Sunday, but next week I'm gonna be preparing for the trip to Detroit. I'm gonna be sure to get a lot of footage while I'm out there, so stay tuned to the channel for a lot of uploads that I'll be doing while I'm at this trip. And that'll be the content for that, and then the following week I'm gonna try to get back on the schedule with the information for y'all. So today I don't really have nothing in particular to share. What I have prepared, I'm just going to drop it later on today and Friday. What I've been working on recently, I'm going to share it with y'all. But just know some good stuff you'll want to stay tuned to. So, but also tomorrow, y'all make sure y'all tune in. Shout out to Core Hearts Music in the building. My sister 916 Shan. Shalom, sis. How you doing? That's our resident Hebrew Greek linguist right there. All right. Appreciate your work, sis. And that's some more I'll be sharing on here as well. Doing comparative analysis with languages as it pertains to Israelite culture. And I'll go ahead and do that for y'all. Remember, family, always be vigilant, always be proactive, and try to minimize reactions, right? People, they try to lure you into reacting to things. You act when you're ready, when you're prepared, and when you have the time, energy, and resources to do so, right? If you don't have those things, you are not obligated to answer to anybody that's trolling you. You're not obligated to do that. With me, I stay cool under pressure because I'm not obligated to anybody that's trolling, okay? Anybody that is trying to lure you into a debate, especially people who are publicly disrespected you and people who publicly done ad hominems and made things personal, because I can't talk to somebody like that, because then I'd be stirred up to want to go back and forth with them. You feel what I'm saying? And I don't have the time, energy, or resources at the moment to do that. Like investing time, taking time out from what I'm doing, my family, my community, regarding resources, in order to set time aside to argue back and forth with somebody. You know what I'm saying? Throw ad hominems and slander. Like, I don't have time for that. I really don't have time for that. People have time for that, and that's what they do, especially when they don't put out any original work. Those are the type of tactics that they resort to, right? Because they have nothing to really offer but to antagonize and critique others. So anybody that you see that's highly antagonistic and is always critiquing, ask them, where's your original work? Have you produced any original work? If so, where is it at? So we can look at it and peer review it for ourselves. See if they have it, see what they're doing physically in the community, right? Not just what they say on social media. People come out here to Atlanta and we take them around to see what we're doing out here. People know what we're doing out here in Atlanta. We're not just, people sitting behind the screen just saying stuff. We're actually putting in work, right? And there's a lot more that we're going to share with y'all, but we want to get the community involved as well. So, so I apologize again for the lack of real content in regards to like live streams. So I've been, like I said, been very busy, just enjoying life, but I will be returning soon with content after next week. All right. So just want to make sure you'll have a heads up on that. So if anybody in the chat has any questions, let me know. Holler at me. Like I said, I'm gonna shut this down by 4 and continue on with my studies, man. I'm telling you, man. I love researching. I love reading. I love studying. You know what I'm saying? But it comes at a cost. You know what I'm saying? I get very little sleep sometimes because of that. I'm very engaged into it. I the type of person I am, I'm a perfectionist. So I like to, be very specific on how I disseminate information and how I cite it. It's crazy because almost all the sources that I use, I cite sources. I know the academic methodology as it pertains to presenting a thesis on something. So it's funny when people talk about sources. I mean, every lecture that I do, the sources are there. Every lecture that I've done has sources in it. Every lecture. And people who have asked me for the PowerPoint slides, anybody that's asked me for a bibliography afterwards have been emailed it. They've been provided it. So, when you do this type of work, right, there's no shame in you sharing your sources at all. It's no shame. And on top of that, there's some sources that I've utilized that I don't necessarily agree with everything, but I share some information because it gives insight into the subject matter. And sometimes people misconstrue that when it comes to say, oh, that's you pass it off as that as your work. How? When I'm referencing things. That doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense at all. But people will be able to see things because the truth manifests itself, right? You'll see the agenda that people have. And they pretty much are getting enough rope and eventually they will hang themselves because I'm paying attention to everything because I got people that watch everything and they share stuff with me. Even when I don't ask for it, they share it with me. So shout out to all the people that have been looking out and sharing all bits of information and everything with me. I appreciate y'all. My brother, Bezliel Yisrael, will you be meeting with the Berean Council again? Yes. So I'll be going back to Florida in a couple of weeks. So I'll be passing through Gainesville in doing so. And shout out to the Berean Council. I put up a video of a portion of the discussion that we had. We had a much lengthier discussion, but I wanted them to get some shine on this channel because there was some good brothers in Gainesville. Anybody that's in Gainesville, Florida, and you need a place to fellowship with, hit up the Berean Council. They left their contact information in the video. You can check them out. They're on social media, Facebook, YouTube, etc. So shout out to those brothers. They reached out to me. They said, Divine, man, we see you passing through Florida. Man, can you come stop by? We just want to rap with you, show you some hospitality. And that's exactly what they did. So much respect to those brothers, man. And everywhere I go, every city I go in, people always hit me up, and offer hospitality. Saying if you need anything, let me know. If you need to get somewhere, let me know. If you need to eat or you need a place to stay, they just offer things. And I'm very grateful for that. So I want to shout out to everybody who has reached out to me anytime I've been out of town in any other city that has shown that type of love, man. Much respect to all of y'all. I salute y'all for that. I truly appreciate that. And just know if you're in Atlanta, holla at me. I got you. You know what I'm saying? It goes both ways. You feel me? So that's what that is. So shout out to Anyana Coleman. Shalom. And sis, 916 Shan Shan. If you want to feature on this channel, I would love to feature. I've been wanting to do that for some years now because I've known the sister for a while. And let's go and talk about language, biblical languages. So what I want to do is invite you on here for a session, sis. If you're interested, inbox me on Facebook, because we're Facebook friends, or email me, kingdomharbinger@gmail.com. And let's wrap and let's set up a session sometime this summer, and let's go into the language, okay, in regards to the manuscripts of the scriptures. So I definitely would love to do that with you, sis. Love to do it, deal with that with you, sis, because you're very genuine, very knowledgeable, and I don't mind going through it with you, right? So let's go into some parsings in both the Old and New Testament and comparative Semitic languages, because I also got a Moabite inscription that I want to go through. And I know since you're good with, biblical Hebrew, like me, I want to probably have a breakdown with you and see if you want to go into this Moabite inscription. I've been wanting to do that for some time. So I definitely want to invite you on here, sis, so we can get some more sisters on the platform to build with. All right. And you're a very genuine person. I have much respect for you. So holla at me if you want to do that, sis. All right. Because I'm looking forward to doing that. All right. So remember, the information I push on this channel is mostly interdisciplinary. It's never focused in one segment of information. I like to dive into various subject matters, mostly things that pertain to Israelite culture, but also that extends outside of that, like debt relief, like health, community building, municipal and corporations, because I do consultations on that, and other different things that we do, activism within the community and things like that. So there's a variety of different content that's on this channel, but a lot of my studies pertains to Israelite culture, reconstructing and restoring Israelite culture. And that's pretty much what we focus on. All right. Cool. Thanks, sis. So yeah, definitely hit me up. We're gonna schedule some time, probably in August. We'll schedule some time. We'll do a session on here, and we'll go into the Semitic languages, and probably touch on the New Testament as well, if you're interested in that. With me personally, I'm sharpening up my Syriac a little bit more, because that's my preferred avenue as it pertains to the New Testament, is the old Syriac, Syriac Sinaiticus palimpsest, the Curetonian Gospels, and secondarily the Peshitta, right? Those are my go-to texts as far as the New Testament is concerned. As it pertains to the Koine Greek, I'm okay with that, but I haven't really delved as deep into that as I can, and I may do that sometime later on this year. But my interest really is in biblical Hebrew, Ugaritic, and Syriac. Right, those are my go-to languages that I prefer when it comes to studying the text. So those are the ones that I typically like to lean on in regards to that. And I'll be putting out some more information on that. I've started to do a lot of that on Facebook. I didn't really put a lot here on YouTube yet, but that's coming. So y'all stay tuned. All right. I also got a lot of interviews coming up soon with some renowned professors who are experts in the field at several institutions. So y'all can be ready to check out those videos that are coming soon. I'll put more of those out soon. So you can see what people in academia are saying about different subject matters that we're discussing within our community, and get their objective point of view on it, right? All right, so shout out to Justin Alexander in the building. Oh yeah, it's 3:23 here as well in Atlanta. So I feel you. All right, sis, thank you for that, man. Thank you for that, sis. Thank you, my sister. Thank you. I love that sis right there. Really, really, like I said, down the earth, genuine sister. She's been consistent. Y'all lift up in prayer, man. I love that sister a lot. She's really good people's, man. She practices what she preaches, man. And, she's a very diligent researcher, right? Ariyahu Williams, Ron, is there a full Hebrew New Testament in existence? Yes, there is. But are those manuscripts or those versions that's used authentically what was laid out by what is cited by the church fathers, the early Christian church fathers? No. No, they don't. They're not from the same family of manuscripts. And it's interesting because recently I had watched a video from Eric Mason that I'll be touching on tomorrow, well, later on today, by Eric Mason, where he was responding to a verse in Hebrew regarding something that's quoted a lot by the Hebrew Israelite community in regards to the gates are black unto the ground, right? And saying that that's referring to the people and not the gates. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to parse it out, and because I did it already, I parsed it out, but I wanted to go back over it and share that when I break down his video. And the reason why I bring that up is because he pulled up a random book. It was really strange. He pulled up a random book. Matter of fact, let me see if I can show it to y'all. Hold on. I'll show it to y'all. And this is, and I'm gonna say this, right? I have the utmost respect for Eric Mason in the sense regarding his position in Christianity called the woke black church and them dealing with issues in the community, right? Even when he had his lecture out here in Atlanta not too long ago, that was one of the topics that was talking about reparation and things of that nature. So I have a lot of respect for people who touch on the subject matters, regardless of whatever your theological disposition is, right? The thing that I take issue with is some of the things that they say about the Israelite community, even though, as of late, a lot of people have been saying, oh, this is not all Israelites or whatever. But when there's a critique on the community, I typically like to give a critique as well. It's nothing personal. I don't disrespect anybody or anything like that, because I don't have the energy to go back and forth, right? I don't have the energy. I don't have the time, right? And resources wise, what am I investing? What am I getting out of it? It's not going to amount to anything. So if anything, I'm just dealing strictly with the things that are being put out, my particular critique of it, and that's it. You know what I'm saying? So there's been a lot of critiques that people make in regards to the things that I say, things that I put out, and people are entitled to critiques. But when people make it personal, they get disrespectful, so forth, then they don't get any conversation back from me. They don't get any attention from me. I don't bring up their name. I don't cite anything they're saying. They get ignored. Now, if they want to come out with a public apology and be sincere about it and be consistent with that apology, then that opens up the door for discussion, because I have no problem forgiving somebody if they're genuine. I have no problem with that. You know what I'm saying? But if they're not genuine and they're being disrespectful, you're not going to get my time. My time is not going to you, right? I also want to bring resources to the community so people can make better informed decisions for themselves. Okay. I don't dissuade or discourage anybody from getting any degree of research. Anybody that knows me or who has been in contact with me, they know that when they ask me a question on a subject matter, even if it's something I don't agree with, I give them the information on it. You know what I'm saying? I don't hide anything here. You feel what I'm saying? Like, it's not that serious, but people try to make it that serious because, again, they're not producing anything original. And that's neither here nor there. But when it comes to Eric Mason and the video that he made, I thought it was very interesting because some things that he was saying in there is true. You know what I'm saying? And even if I disagree with somebody, if they say something that I, hold to be true, I'm going to admit, yeah, they're true. When I do the critique on the video, I will admit the areas that I agree with, and then I'll admit the areas that I'm not agree with. All right. But I'm going to show you this. I'm going to show you what he put up. I'm going to show you what he put up so y'all can see this. Let me share this. There we go. Right. So he shows this random book, brings this random book up, which is very interesting. So if you see here in the Hebrew is ha berit ha harasha, right? So we know this, people call the New Testament this, right? The ha, which is definite article, the berit, which has to do with a covenant. Ha, the definite article again, Chadasha, right? We have the hey, beit, resh, yod, tav. We have the hey, chet, dalet, shin, and hey. So I looked at this and I was like, oh, okay, this is interesting. And then we have here, so this lines up with this where it says the New Testament. And then this lines up with this where it says the Hebrew. So you see the Hebrew word there. You have your arin, your beit, your resh, your yod, and your tav, right? You have your eberit or ebrit, right? Your Hebrew, and then the word here for English, right? You have your aleph, your nun, you have your gimel, you have your lamed, you have your yod, and your tav, right? Anagalit. And this is your English. This is the word for English. It's the word for Hebrew, Hebrew, English. This is the word for Haberit, or the covenant. And then this is the renewing, Hadashah, the restoring, the repairing, right? So he puts this book up and I look at it. I'm like, okay, the New Testament, Hebrew, English. And I'm looking at this like, where? And then he starts reading from it. And he reads John chapter 1, verse 1. And then what he does is, you have ego, ami, ov, right? And people who know the Koine Greek know what I'm talking about. And what people tried to do, and when he was reading the I am, the ehye, the I am, he starts to make a comparison between, mind you, this is Hebrew grammar. People who know Hebrew, we know this, the ehye in Hebrew, and then tries to take that and then tries to compare it what we see in Yachanan chapter 4 when Yeshua is speaking to the woman at the well, where it says, when she asks him, "Are you the Messiah?" He says that I am. You have ego, I me, I am. And then he tries to take a grammatical form and the syntax of Hebrew and associate it with a statement that Yeshua attributes to himself. And then he compares that to Exodus chapter 3, when Yahweh or Yahu is speaking to Moshe and reveals to him that he's the I am. It's very, very interesting how he strings all of these things together into this tapestry that if you're not aware of these grammatical forms and you're not aware of his theology, you would say, oh, that sounds good. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, any of this you can go back and analyze any of these things, right? So I just thought that was very peculiar that he did that, but I've seen that been done before. Matter of fact, when I was in Christianity, in the latter stage of Christianity, I would do the same thing. And then when I got into the language, I realized that that's erroneous. I cannot, do an eisegesis of my theological worldview and impose it onto the text. And remember, John chapter 1, verses 1 all the way down to about 18 or whatnot is a prologue. And people of that time period, and remember, some people believe that was crafted up by the Johannine community. The disciples of John after he passed, they believed that they were the ones that put that together because it is an interruption in the narrative, right? It's a prologue. So there is some scholars that believe that the Yachanim community put that in there after the death of John. And they actually put together the book of John as well. Some scholars believe that as well. You know what I'm saying? And then that's when they go on and have the discussions in regards to whether or not 2nd and 3rd John is authentic, and if Revelation was actually scribed by John, or was it a pseudonym that was used, etc. Right? So I bring up to say, when he shows this book, there's no author, there's no translation council or team being mentioned. He doesn't show the ISBN number. I don't see anything. I'm trying to figure out where's he getting this from? It seems as if somebody who knows Hebrew looked at the English or the Greek text and just translated it right into Hebrew. They're not translating it from a Hebrew manuscript that exists, because there is no full Hebrew manuscripts in existence. The things that we hear that's being cited by people like Jerome, etc., Eusebius, etc., they're making references to a Hebrew version or Aramaic version or Syriac version of the book of Matthew, of Matthew, right? They don't say that they have a copy of the rest of the New Testament in Hebrew. This is not something that's purported by them. So when I see something like this, I'm like, okay, he was pulling out some good books. Some books he was pulling out with some good resources. And then he pulls this up. I'm like, yo, what is this about? What is this about? But I digress. I'm probably going to get a little more into that tomorrow. Oh, let me show y'all this real quick. Hold on. Let me show y'all this real quick. And I was trying to get as much as I could from what he was showing there. Hold on. See? And then I got a screenshot when he opened the book. He opened that book and closed it super fast. Super fast. Now, he attempted to read it in Hebrew, okay, which he did. He read it, the best he could in Hebrew here. And as you can see on this side is an English translation, okay, of what's here in the Hebrew. But again, family, what we're looking at is nothing that is pulled from or not translated. I wouldn't say he's even translated, because what you're doing is, if you have the manuscript, all you're doing is putting it into print, right? So I need to know what manuscript that's from. I made a post, I tagged him in it, and he didn't respond to the post, but he inboxed me. And I'm not going to say what he inboxed me, because that's personal. I don't screenshot and share inboxes, right? I don't do stuff like that unless it's something that's really, really crazy or whatever. But I try to value privacy. So if somebody inbox me something, I'm not going to screenshot it and post it. Now, if they put something public out somewhere, then I'll share that. But if it's an inbox message, I'm not going to just put it out in public just like that. And if I do it, there has to be some strong justification for doing it, right? So I'm going to keep what we discussed personal, but pretty much it seemed as though he took the post as an attack, because he mentions me in the video. That's the only reason why I even brought it up, because somebody said, hey, did you know that Eric Mason mentioned you in a video? I said, no, I didn't know anything about that. I don't know about half the stuff that people say about me. You know what I'm saying? Then people share it with me, and then I see it. I'm like, oh, okay, well, that's not a problem. He didn't say nothing too crazy, but he kind of was misled, because he was going by secondary account of what somebody interpreted from a video that I made, that he could have simply just went back to and watched himself and got an understanding. But instead, he's just going to take bits and pieces from what somebody's translated to him that was said in the video, instead of coming to me directly. You know what I'm saying? So it's all good. There's no need for me to lash back at him personally. I'm not taking this personal, right? I have tough skin. This doesn't bother me. I just want to deal with some of the stuff that he said in there that I disagree, and also applaud him from some stuff that he said and some research he shared that was pretty good. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I don't have an agenda to attack him personally, but if there's a disagreement, I'll make sure I let it know without the personal attacks and just deal with it accordingly. So when he brought this out, he pointed to, he was looking, he was reading it, and he's pointed to, mind you, this is John chapter 1. You know what I'm saying? So when it says, in the beginning was the word, and the word was God, and the word was God. So then he started using this and started started reading it and making the parallels to Genesis chapter 1, verse 1, Exodus chapter 3, etc. And I'm just like, what are you doing? And he wound up, saying to me, pretty much roughly, I'm not going to say word for word, but pretty much saying that, oh, that part of the video wasn't what the video was about. And I'm like, cool. It may not have been about it, but you did put it out there. You did put it on record. So I was just asking, inquiring, hey, where did this book come from? Can you show us the preface of the book so we can see it? Can we get the ISBN number of the book so we can also seek for it ourselves? Like, I'm asking for additional information. You feel what I'm saying? So anyway, I'm gonna digress off of that. So it looks like, I don't know why the quality of this live stream is looking like this. I don't know what's going on with that. But anyway, let me shout out to other people that's in here right now. Shout out to Shamba Elijah in the building, Gathering of Israelite Nation Netherlands, all the way from the Netherlands. Shout out to you as well. Hebrew Kingship. Shout out to Chemo Ben Yisrael in the building. The Shepherd in the building. Shalom was good. All right, so oh, so sis, can you send me the link for that? I want to purchase it. And I want to know, what is the translation methodology that was utilized when it was putting that together? Because I'm a stickler for that type of stuff, right? So I would love to read it and just understand it. But when he showed it, it just didn't have any details in it. You feel what I'm saying? But no, we don't have any full Hebrew New Testament in existence. We don't have that. The closest thing we have to that, as far as the New Testament is concerned, would be the Syriac. But that in itself is a composite work, right? it has, you'll see some Greek morphology and syntax in it at times. But I like the Old Syriac Sinaiticus palimpsest and the Curetonian Gospels, because I believe that those manuscripts hold a lot of the integrity of the Hebrew, from at least from the book of Matthew. And that is really my go-to Brit Hadashah text, is the book of Matthew, as it comes from the Old Syriac Sinaiticus palimpsest. Right. So I did a whole video on this back in 2017. You know what I'm saying? So, you can go back and check that video out. But that's my position as it pertains to that. Shout out to Gatrell McKinney. He said he was in Nashville. He will be in Detroit next week. That's what's up. So Gatrell, I look forward to seeing you in Detroit next week. I know that's going to be, I'm going to be there Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. I'm going to be there all 4 days, man. I know I'm going to be burnt out. I'm going to be tired, but I know it's going to be worth it, man. So those of you, and I'm going to be talking about this tomorrow, giving you all the full down skinny in regards to that conference next week. That's going to be good, man. Like, really good. The way they're putting together, very professional. The email correspondence they sent me is very well put together. I mean, it just has a touch of professionalism that I rarely get in this community. You know what I'm saying? So this is going to be a huge conference, man. 4 days. I mean, they're going to have seminars. They're going to have lectures. They're going to have workshops. They're going to have outreach where they're going to go hit the streets and help the people. Unity Sabbath service. They're going to have a Unity Sabbath prayer. Fasting. They're going to be doing fasting as well. They're going to feed you. The people that come, they're going to feed you food. There's going to be a award ceremony and a concert that's going to be on a cruise. Man, I mean, they're going to have a barbecue cookout on that Sunday. I mean, it's just so much that's going on, man. That's going to be an incredible conference. And I'm doing everything I can to push it, to support it, to help them out, to get the word out. If you go back and check out my channel, I have one of the videos up where they're detailing it. I mean, it's going to be a phenomenal conference. So if y'all can make it out to Detroit next Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, or even if you can make it out next Friday or next Saturday or next Sunday or whatever, come out, man. I'm telling you, this is going to be a once in a lifetime event, man. And I hope they do this every year and make it 10 times better every year. You feel what I'm saying? But trust and believe that I'm going to try to get as much footage as I can as it pertains to that. All right. Shout out to you, Anyana Coleman, for your comment. So, all right, family. So, I don't see y'all asking no questions. So I guess there's nothing y'all want to get in today. Tonight is fine. Like I said, tomorrow I'm be going live much earlier. Friday I'm going to be live much earlier. So that way we can get more people in here, a couple hundred people in here, and we can just go in, right? Because I'm gonna go in. But what I wanted to say, I just forgot. Shout out to Tim Lindley in the building. I want to thank everybody who's a Patreon subscriber. Anybody that wants to be a Patreon subscriber, just type in DivineProspect in Patreon, and you can pledge there. There's benefits that come with it. And also you get a direct line of communication to me as well, because I definitely take time aside for everybody, but anybody else, especially people who invest in the ministry, I definitely want to make sure that I cater to their inquiries. Thank you to everybody who's donated on GoFundMe, who sent Cash App donations, that does Super Chat donations, because these donations not only assist me in my endeavors, but it also helps other people. Like, it helps with us giving these debt elimination or debt relief services for free. It helps us to give naturopathic to eating services for free. And if you go back on my channel, you see I did a whole lecture on cancer for free based on the donations I received from y'all. You know what I'm saying? Now we're also offering the Hebrew learner language packages, the Ugaritic learner languages packages, the Syriac learner languages packages, the Koine Greek learner languages packages, the Aramaic learner language. We're putting out language packages for people. So we're handpicking some resources, packaging it together, and we're sending it out to y'all. You know what I'm saying? what I'm doing is waiting for the recipients to do their review on it. But all the recipients, they get this card here, right? You see here, they get a specialized card that comes with it. You know what I'm saying? And then they get a personalized message on the back. They get the logo, and they also get my signature that goes here as well. As a thank you for them purchasing the biblical languages learner packs from us. And this is for people who want to get into the language. It inspires them to get into the language. It gives you a full beginner's course. And then I also have various online courses at accredited universities that are offering courses of people who want to do beginner, improve, intermediate, advanced, expert language in Aramaic, Koine Greek, Ugaritic, Biblical Hebrew, etc. And then also you get college credits, and you also get a certificate from the institution when you pass the course, right? They're fully engaging. They have forums. You can interface with the professor. I mean, they have study guides and everything. So if you really want to learn the language, you know, I do VIP beginner classes. I started one last fall. I'm gonna do another one this fall. So what I do is I hand select some people. We go over the beginner courses with them to get them intrigued or inspired or to get more into the languages. And you know, every fall going forward, I'm gonna start doing. I did one back in 2015. I did one in 2016, 2017 I didn't. 2018 last year I did. 2019 this year I'll be doing it again, and it's a beginner's course, right? To get people intrigued about the language, and also I also share various resources. You know, whether you are DIY or whether you want instructional to take the instructional approach from somebody who has the credentials to teach. I give those suggestions. I give out those resources. You know, however you get into the language, we just want you to get into the language. You know what I'm saying? Even if you don't really want to learn the language, which we want people to, right? But if you don't want to get it, we want you to get enough of it so you can see the value in learning the original languages, right? So we never deter anybody from doing that or getting into that. You know what I'm saying? But anybody that's interested in those resources, definitely let me know. Definitely shoot me an email. Right. Definitely shoot me an Evo, because we, you know, KHM, we're partnered up with a couple of companies that give us a discount on these packages that we then pass along to people and offer free shipping to the community. So we send these packages out for anybody that want to take the DIY approach, but to those who want the instructional university collegiate approach, we give you those resources as well. So Hope, email me and we'll give you that information. Definitely email me that. Yes, my brother Bezaliel Yisrael. Yes. There are. What I will do is when I come back from the trip, because that's one of the things that we're talking about. Like, I'll be doing a workshop on unity in the community, and infrastructure, architecture, design is one of them, especially when I talk about earthships, right? I'll be lecturing this fall in Atlanta on earthships. Okay. So you could definitely get involved if you want to help out in doing any CAD work or any other architectural work in regards to helping to construct the most efficient earthships, hemp houses, container houses, etc. The information we want to bring out to the people to enable other people who cannot traditionally afford the expenses of, you know, getting a house, that there's other alternatives that are equally as good, and even in some areas even better. Right. So definitely want to share that with y'all. Let's see. You're welcome. No problem. No problem. So Isaiah, I plan on doing that by the end of this year sometime. A lot of the stuff came up. So, you know, remember, I still have to do the name lecture on Yod Hey Wav in regards to my position on that before I do the Sabbath breakdown. I look forward to doing it. Basically, yes, modifying and or creating brand new structures, right? That's one of the initiatives that I brought forth at the Imagine Greenhaven initiative is regards to housing and how can we go back and reconceptualize implementing affordable housing for the Black community, right? Shout out to Baruch Yafa Yahoo in the building. So that's that. But yeah, I definitely want to touch on that. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate that, Hope. No problem. But yeah, so if you want the link for the website where you can actually get the university grade instructions, where you get a real full course by an expert professor in the field, where you also get credits, college credits, and a certificate for completing the course. Okay. I'm going to share the link with y'all. I shared it on Facebook. I'm going to share it on here so that you guys can also take advantage of that. I had a professor share this link with me. Somebody that worked at the Hebrew University in Israel, right? And they told me that, hey, you know, if you want online courses, you know, you should go this route because, you know, we back them up, right? And you get credit from our institution from this online course. I was like, oh, all right, that's cool. So I was like, well, I'm going to share this with the community because, I mean, you can learn the language from anybody in this community, but are you getting college credits, right? Are you getting a certificate? Are you getting these things that is actually going to help you on your journey if you decide that you want to go further in the language, right? Because you can learn the language from anybody, you know what I'm saying? But are you going to get these additional benefits on top of it? And chances are you're not going to get this type of stuff in the community. So I wanted to share this as an option, not to take away from people who do teach in the community. You know, anybody that wants to teach a language, great. We encourage you to do that. But the best way to get the information is through an institution, through a certified instructor, where you're going to get college courses and a certificate from that university, right? Showing that you've completed the course. So I want to make sure that our community is aware of these additional options that are there and that they take advantage of it. Okay. So I'm gonna post a link real quick for y'all. I'm gonna talk more about that on Friday. Friday, I'm gonna go more into it. But let me go ahead and share the link with y'all so you guys have it in here. Okay. There you go. All right, y'all can click onto that. And that's the link for that right there. Also, I'm going to be giving a free lecture on debt elimination. I'm going to be sharing some inside trade secrets. Okay. And I'm going to share it for the people. I'm going to show you how to vet people that offer these services to our community to make sure you're not going to be scammed out of any money or taken advantage of or misled, etc. So Julie Manumission, based on the courteous donations that we receive from the community, we're going to give a free lecture on debt elimination. You'll have all the information that you need if you want to go about it on your own, or if you want to know the agencies that are best suited to assist you with that, we'll push you in that direction. Or if you want us to perform it for you on your behalf, we'll be more than happy to do that for you. So stay tuned to that debt elimination lecture coming up. Like I said, we're going to give you a lot of trade secrets, a lot of information on how to boost your credit legally. Okay. Not a lot of these other shortcuts and stuff that people do, which we will speak on. But legally, we show you guys how to do it. We'll tell you what a secure credit card is. We'll tell you what a trade line is. We'll tell you how to be an authorized user. We'll tell you how not to dispute derogatory marks, but how to address them, right, legally and lawfully, right, and give you guys this information so that way you can empower yourselves. Because based on Juneteenth, this past June, and July 4th, you know, even though for Black people, July 4th, what does that mean to us, right? Juneteenth, that was some form of emancipation, but it's just slavery by another name today. But nonetheless, we want people to be empowered so that way they can get the Jubilee mindset. Okay. And this is some of what we extract from our cultural paradigm to help benefit the community. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't have to eat off of that. So I can afford to share that information so you guys can be better equipped to deal with these societal ills for yourselves. right? It's the same thing what we do at Naturopath to Eden. I did a whole lecture on cancer, and that was the abridged version because the seminar is usually 6 hours long, and we go more in detail. It's mostly geared towards, naturopaths that's in the field, etc. That one I condensed it to like an hour and some change, but it's really a 3 to 6 hour lecture, right? That we normally give, but I was able to condense it. I think I put enough in there so that people can go back for themselves and, make a better informed decision along with their physician on what to do as it pertains to their health. And it's the same thing in regards to the eczema lecture that we put out on atopic dermatitis as well, right? So we're going to continue to put these things out to inform the community, give them access to resources inexpensively or even for free, so that way they can better their quality of life, so it can be more receptive to the information when it's disseminated. All right. So, I love y'all family. So I definitely want to give back to y'all and make sure y'all have this stuff. So we're winding down to the last 6-7 minutes. Is there any questions that anybody wants to give? Because if not, I'm gonna close this down, go back to my research and my studying for another hour and a half, then get some sleep, and then wake up and go back to research studying, and then go hang out with my family or spend some time since I have the day off, and come back home, get more into the research, into the studies, do the live stream, and then Friday, go do my grind, and then after that, come back, do some more research and studying, do the live stream, go back, do more research and studying. I'm telling you, man, sleep, I yearn for it. But in order for me to be effective in helping the community, I make a lot of sacrifices, and I just want others to benefit from it. You know what I'm saying? And if people, feel that what I'm investing and sharing with them is helping, and they want to give monetarily, I'm extremely grateful for that as well. All right. Because y'all keep the ministry going. So with that, yeah. So Yisrael says, have you tested your blood pH? If so, what's the best place to get it done? Yes, you can test your urinary pH. There's pH tester strips that you can get to test that. But as far as your blood pH, you have to go get blood work done. And there's clinics that do that for you, right? They test your blood work for you, and they give you an idea of what's actually in your blood. Whether you're looking for any kind of infectious diseases, or you have hypertension, or you have other things like low iron in your blood and things of that nature. So you'd have to go to a specialized clinic that does blood work, and then they can test it for you, and they can give you your blood pH as well as other statistics about your blood. So yes, I've done mine not too long ago, because I had for the current line of work that I do today, where I'm an IT enterprise services solutions engineer. Before I got this gig, I had to get blood work, and I had to get urinary work done. And that's when this was back in January of this year. My blood pH was fine, and everything else with my blood was fine. So I was happy about that. But yes, so Bezaliel, depends on where you're at. I think you're in Florida, if I'm not mistaken. So if you send me your location, then I can probably find some clinics in your area that can do that. Or you can also get it from your physician as well. If you have a general physician, you can request blood work, and they can also give you the same statistics. All right. Okay. But otherwise, you can get pH strips and test your own pH via your urine, which will give you a kind of an idea of what your blood pH should be, which should be 7.36. And your body tries to maintain a 7.35, 7.36, which is slightly alkaline. And if your body, dips lower than that, then it starts to steal trace minerals from your bones, from your teeth, from your liver, from other areas to maintain that blood pH. That's right. You in Tampa. So Bezalia, I'll be back in Tampa in a couple of weeks, either the 3rd or 4th week of this month. I'll be back in Tampa. So definitely hit me up. And if I'm there, I'll tell you where these clinics are at. So you can get the blood work done by a third party. Okay. All right. So we winding down. I don't see any other questions, anything like that. So those of you who were able to join in on the sessions, not many, because a lot of people are asleep right now. or whatnot. I know some people are probably preparing to enjoy July 4th and bring out the American flag and all of that. Like, hey, that's your prerogative. That's your prerogative. I don't celebrate the 4th of July because my ancestors were not free during that time period. So, I mean, it's null and void to me. As a society as a whole, it was a very impactful event. So I do not detract away from that, and I don't knock anybody that does choose to celebrate it. But I'm saying, but for me, because I know the history, it's a little bit different for me. You know, it's time off that I have to research, study, and spend with my family and go enjoy my day and so forth. So I'm grateful for that. But other than that, I mean, it's not really a big deal to me. You feel what I'm saying? I rather tell people about Jubilee and explain to them what that is. And even that word Jubilee doesn't represent the Hebrew word and the Hebrew understanding of what that is, but suffice it's the best way that is translated to the English. And we'll go into that as well and touch on that tomorrow about freedom. And we'll go into the Jubilee and figure out what that is. All right. It's more akin or more liking to a ram's horn. All right. The best way to quickly alkaline your blood and body, the best way to quickly do it, you're saying quickly do it. I would reduce the amount of acidic foods that you take in. Again, if you want that chart to know what foods are acidic and what foods are alkaline, what foods are neutral, email me at kingdomharbinger@gmail.com and I'll send that chart to you. Everybody should have that chart so you can get an idea if your diet is too acidic or if it's too alkaline. It should be 75% alkaline, 25% acidic. You can substitute that by taking in greens, dark leafy greens that have a low glycemic index. And you can also drink alkaline water, but you don't want to get alkaline water that's too high of an alkaline. I'm not really a big fan of alkaline water that has been fortified. I prefer people to get alkaline water from artesian or springs, artesian springs or just spring water that has alkalinity anywhere from 7.2 to, I would say, the highest 8.2. Anything over 8.2 is extreme. And any water you drink, if you're going to drink the water, if you need it to be alkaline, it should be under 8.0. You shouldn't get nothing really higher than that because it's either gimmick or you can get a condition called alkalosis, and you don't want that. That's when your body's too alkaline. You can get sick from that. All right. So it's the food, your diet, change your diet. Okay. That'll help with it. Supplementation as well will help with that. And water will help with that too. The type of water that you drink. If you're trying to obtain an alkaline, but you would have to know what your pH is before you venture onto that. Because if your body's already naturally in the range of good health in regards to blood pH, you don't really want to alter that, right? Because you can get sick. Okay. Shout out to Hope. Thank you so much for the donation. I truly appreciate that. If you need anything from us, feel free to email us and we will be there for you. We're getting, like I said, we get hundreds of emails every week. It takes time to go through them. If we have not gotten to you yet, we apologize. Definitely forward us any email, any outstanding emails you've sent to us and you haven't heard back from us, forward it to us so we can come back to the top of the list and let us address that for you. Or you can just come into the chat and ask questions on the next live. All right. So with that, family, thank y'all for tuning in. I appreciate y'all for watching this channel. I have a lot of great content that's lined up for y'all coming soon because, while other people are antagonizing, while other people are trolling, while other people are disrespecting people, I simply just share my research, right? I simply just work in my community. I'm not going to stop doing these things, right? I have no problem with healthy critiques, healthy peer review. But when it goes to the next level of insults and disrespect and ad hominems, then I just tune that out and continue to focus on the mission. And the mission is you guys. Y'all are the mission, right? Whatever I can give, whatever I can share to empower and better the community. I'm a servant first and I'm a student first before I'm a teacher and a leader second. You know what I'm saying? So I don't pride myself to be some master scholar or some master teacher. No, I just do my part. And I've helped a lot of people along the way, and a lot of people have helped me along the way, right? So I want to strive to continue to be humble and to continue to be teachable and also be able to teach and share and disseminate. I've shared my methodology several times with people. I've shared my sources several times with people. So when people talk about these things, I'm not bothered, because when people mention my name and they go back and look at my material, I'm like, oh yeah, he sourced it from this. Oh yeah, he cited this. Oh yeah, he showed this methodology. I share, especially on Facebook where I'm most active. I share all of this stuff. I share all, and I try to put some of that, pepper some of that into these YouTube sessions as well. But for the most part, I want people to understand that your life is your own. Okay. Make sure you understand that. All right. You don't owe nothing to strangers but to show love. Okay. Even to people who are difficult, you show love. You don't have to feed into negativity. You don't have to react or be reactionary or reactive to everything that comes your way. A lot of people like to play checkers and like to pull you out of your comfort zone and get you into a state that is unnatural for you because they need justification for attacking you. So when you simply ignore them and you continue on your journey, your path, you're not equipping them with anything to justify their agenda, their angst, or any beef that they have towards you. Okay. So you have to carve your own path. You have to live your own life. Okay. If you make a mistake, fess up to it and deal with it, whether it's private or public. Do what you have to do, whatever you deem to be right, according to whatever your ethical standards are from whatever cultural paradigm that you subscribe to. Okay. There's a way that you approach certain things, and you have to use hokmah, which is wisdom. And I implore everybody out there to use wisdom before responding to anything. Think twice about it. Right. So you think twice, speak once. It's extremely important. And again, if you're enjoying life, don't let nobody disrupt it. Continue to enjoy your life. And when you're ready to respond, when you're ready to be proactive, you do it on your own terms. Okay. And this is just some 2 cents that I'm passing down so people can make change out of it and make something out of it. All right. So again, family, stay vigilant, be focused, stay on the mission, which is to uplift the community, to help those who are less fortunate than you, to look after the fatherless, to look after the orphans, the widows, to the poor. This is who we are there to help and assist. This is whatever we're doing is supposed to impact. And the way you respond, the way you live, and the way you do things, that'll be the greatest testimony that you have that you can share with anybody. So you stay encouraged, family. All right. So I love y'all. Until next time, peace and shalom.